Okay, we're streaming. That's exciting. And in today's stream, we're gonna figure out how this new Zebra update works. Yeah, I unfortunately had to actually purchase Zebra because it is no longer in the free beta. But the good news is, and I don't know if this is still the case because I bought this like 5 hours ago. But you could still get it at least 5 hours ago. You could get it for the like cheaper discount you bought it during beta price. They didn't take it down yet, so if that helps anyone get it still for $80 cheaper, then I just want to spread the word. Yeah. Okay, so they changed the UI entirely. It looks very, very different now. Right, so everything looks different. I mean, it's mostly the same. They changed the look of everything. Oh. I prefer how it used to look, frankly. At least like aesthetically, theme-wise, coloring. Now it just looks like it looks like every other synth. It just looks like Pigments. You know, they're just doing the like Pigments current vital phase plant. Every workhorse synth, they all look the fucking same. I like how it used to look. It looked a lot more unique. Bummer. Anyways, so that aside, we need to learn how, well, one, what's different. So I know they added MPE as a thing. Here, how do we init? How do you init? Oh, you right click and just hit init. That's nice. So, okay, shit is loud. Well, we can enable MPE over here, which means MPE should be on. And then we're set on poly. And I think we can map pressure to volume, probably. Okay, that's intuitive. Okay, that's cool. That's intuitive and easy. How would I get, so right now I have it set to pressure, so if I guess I can add like delay. I want this to also have a release, where the release triggers, I think I would map it to sustain. I think I would want to map pressure to sustain here. No, that's not how that works at all. Oh, because volume is all the way. Nice, okay. It's not working? Maybe invert? Oh, we have to change to K? Okay, I have to invert it again? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get like a nice MPE pressure-based volume thing going. What's up, Vandor? A little bit of attack. It's not really doing what I want. That's fine. Oscillator 1 listen. What the fuck does this do? I mean, there's a... I don't know. I'm so confused. I feel like if they wanted to make this more intuitive, they should have made the curve morph, instead of having to go over here to look at what curve morph is doing, some sort of visual indicator up here. That would have been probably better. What does this do? It just turns it into a straight saw wave? If I hit listen? Oh, curve morph disabled. Which makes it default to the second node for some reason? Why is that? Why? Wouldn't it be the very first node on the very left? See, this shit also makes no sense. I'm sorry. Like, curve morph, it defaults to saw wave being at 20 units out of 100. Which, I mean, this was an issue before, but I don't know. I figured that would have been addressed, but that's fine. Hey, what's up, Zempill? I got extremely lucky with the Zebra 3 release in that you could still buy it for $80 cheaper, at least as of 5 hours ago. I don't know if that's still the case, but I didn't get fucked with the $80 increase in price once they actually released the thing. I don't like what they did to the aesthetic. I'm not a fan of the vibe. I'm gonna be real with you. It just looks like fucking pigments again. I liked how unique it looked, you know? It's like, oh, I don't know, it's doing something unique, kind of hardware looking. Now we just got like vital current pigments faceplant kind of look over and over again, which that's fine. I need to find out what are the actual additions. So they added MPE, which hypothetically, if I can get this working right, it should work really well with my Osmos. I don't really know how to get it to sound great. I can map pressure. Yo, what do we got? We got HLD hold. What is HLD? Hold, release, con, alt. Can you tell me what these things mean? That would be cool. I don't know. I'll never know. Target find no. What do you do? Target finder tentacles. What the lasers? I don't know what that means. All right. I guess we're gonna read the manual all over again. Target finder. I just want to know what the fuck tentacles means. Doesn't exist. Oh, it does. Modulation sources already in use anywhere appear in a frame. To the right of the signal sources for the pitch modules. I don't know. Target finder. Oh, it's just visuals. It just changes how the visual looks. Okay, yeah, tentacles are the way. Tentacles are cool. You know, this was out until, yeah, they did it this morning, I guess. So, okay, so like with MPE, let's go back to you. MPE. I really don't like how this flannel looks in the stream. Maybe looking at myself in the stream just gave me just enough perspective to realize that my fit is bad. Maybe that's the case. Okay, let's go MPE. So microtuning, that's its own thing. Okay, we go over here. Now part of MIDI 2.0, you need an MPE capable controller, and your host app must allow multiple MIDI channels to be routed to a single instance of a plugin. Yeah, that happens. MPE defaults to an extended MIDI mode 3 poly mode with MIDI channel 1 acting as a manager channel for up to 15 member channels. Whoa. Okay, it was designed for either single polyphonic synth. Okay, who cares? Your MPE controller should transmit sensible initial values for all per note dimensions before note on. If you hear glitches, please verify that your controller is sending out. Okay. To keep the MIDI, basically they're saying if it sounds bad, it's a user error, it's a skill issue, not our fault. To keep the MIDI stream manageable, MPE only sends notes, pitch bend, channel pressure, and CC number 74. That's my favorite expressive unit. Don't you just love listening to like a string quartet and you're like, shit, man, that CC number 74, the way they're articulating that, beautiful. Okay, so all other CC data, including mod wheel, are global and apply to all voices. Right. So you have pitch bend, duh. And then channel pressure is like something you can map to something, and CC74 is like its other thing. I think in Ableton it's called, there's pressure glide. I mean, there we can expression control. What were you called? Wait, whoa. MPE control. In Ableton, it's called something else. Yes, slide. Pressure, slide, and note pitch bend. And that's like a per voice. So per voice, there's 3 parameters, I guess. And I think the way the Osmos works, right now it's not mapped to anything, so you don't hear any MPE. Is that like you push, you can like wiggle the key back and forth, which I'm wiggling it and it's not actually doing anything. MPE is on, pressure, velocity is like pitch bend its own thing. How do I enable the wiggly keys, man? Using MPE. Okay, activate the MPE button. MPE pitch bend and MPE pressure should work immediately. Uh-oh. Well, it doesn't. At least the pitch bend. Unless, since I'm on an init patch, I have to do something funny. Oh man, I don't like what they did to the look. I mean, I understand I'm just a human and humans don't like change, frankly. So that's just me probably just being a big old baby because they changed the thing I'm used to, but the aesthetic before it looked cool. It was difficult to learn, I'm sure they made improvements in some ways, but I like how unique it looked. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? It's been a minute. Zebra 3 should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing synth. They changed the UI, which I'm malding about a little bit, but I'll get over it. So this is pitch wheel range. How do I fuck with the actual MPE pitch bend amount? Where do you go? MPE. I don't know. Let's keep reading. MPE is a feature tagging option. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if I have to read that yet. Yeah, it looks lamer now. Yeah, it looks way lamer. I'm totally with you. Now they're just biting every other fucking workhorse synth. I mean, I guess they heard a bunch of people complaining about the UI, and they're like, okay, let's just make it look like everything else, which is fucking lame. I think the issue with the UI was just how unintuitive it all, things weren't like properly labeled, or like the relationship between different things and how knobs worked is like unintuitive. For instance, like I should see curve morph oscillator 1. This view should be up here, bro. This should just be transposed up here, so you at least know what the fuck you're doing when you're just twisting this knob instead of having like twisting this knob and then going over here. Stuff like that. That would make it so much more intuitive instead of having to know, oh, this only makes any sense if you open up some nested menu, right? Instead, they just made it look basic. I don't know. I'm sure they fixed a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I've been looking at this for 5 minutes. And I'm just molding about the color scheme. So yeah, exactly. That's been my understanding. So I don't know why they fucked with the aesthetic so much. I mean, who cares? It's all just about the sound at the end of the day. But I care. Okay, MPE pitch bend should work immediately. Is it because I'm in an init patch? Is like the init patch just like ass? Why? What if we open this guy up and then perform MPEs on? I can't. I don't think that's actually. Yeah, it's working. The pitch bend doesn't sound like it's working, frankly. The wiggly keys. Let's find a better patch. It ain't pitch bending. How do I turn that on? MPE pitch bend isn't working. Wait, let me let me use MPE control just to see. Okay, the Osmos is not transmitting pitch bend values, but it is transmitting why the fuck is that happening? It is sending pressure and stuff. But wait, don't you work on like just like operator? I'm pretty sure. Like if we just do this. No, it's not working. I don't know. I don't want to figure this out. Osmos. What? Output. Do I have to hit MPE over here? And let's turn you down. Yeah, now it works. Okay, weird, but some of it was working on this guy, so now this should work fine. I mean, I can't hear any pitch bending, but it could just be doing it over a really small amount. That's disgusting. See, this should be a thing where you fucking drag your mouse. This is the kind of stuff that I was expecting them to fix. And the my mini meters is looking terrible. And by looking terrible, I mean I didn't have it open, so you could see the chat above my head. That's disgusting. Yeah, there we go. So this is the stuff that needs fixing, right? What is this? I want to, like, I anticipate clicking and dragging and changing pitch bend to a different number. And then you click on it and it opens this godforsaken menu. Like, what the actual shit? But instead they prioritize making it look like Vital. I don't get it. Changes to tools UI might feel like necessary to progress, although it's questionable that UI change is progress. It's definitely angering most people as tools are extensions of our capacities. I mean, again, the aesthetic doesn't matter. I guess I'm just like, I'm concerned already that there's some things that one would think is an extremely obvious change. Like an extremely obvious thing they should fix, and they didn't, and they just prioritize making it look like Vital. But I've been playing around with this for like 10 minutes, so I don't know. But I'm just finding things that are like kind of heinous. Like what is this? If I want to increase my pitch bend range to plus or minus 8, I have to do that. I don't is this even? Okay, so I wiggle the Osmo. Okay, so this is something inside the synth now. I have to, if I increase bending range. Very weird. Okay, now let's in it. MPE's on. Okay, I don't understand. Maybe, so MPE control note pitch bend is unrelated to this. So I set the Osmo synth be plus or minus 24 semitones. The MPE control display did not change at all, but it still is working. So clearly it's working through some different pitch control parameter. So let's fix this to like plus or minus 3 or something. Well, now it's not working much at all. Plus or minus, now it's at plus or minus 8 semitone. What the fuck? I'm playing one note? Why? I don't understand. My whole point is that it forces you to reconfigure what you don't really want to reconfigure once you master the old configuration. Yeah, I mean, it's like unambiguously frustrating for the, all the older users to have to like relearn a thing. Now, if it makes it easier for new people to learn the thing, then I'm all for it. Also, like, aesthetic doesn't matter, frankly. Like, what they use for the color scheme really doesn't matter that much. I guess it just disappoints me that they didn't commit to their, like, original thing. But the thing that really concerns me is that it seems like they put a lot of effort into changing the aesthetic to something that no one really asked for, while ignoring heinous shit like the transposition. Instead of being a number you click on and drag to slide and change, we have this. Like that's kind of my beef. I'm just like, it doesn't seem like they really spent as much effort as they should have fixing the things that are wrong with the UI, you know? Like actually wrong, the things that aren't functioning properly. As in, it shouldn't take me an obscene amount of time to find where plus 12 semitones is, you know? By going through a menu like that and hiding everything else. That's a no-brainer. It's just weird. So I don't know. Especially now that this is like the release version. I can click on this and then type -5. No, I can't. I can do 12. No, I can only type one number. If I type 12, it takes me to 2, and then it takes me to 20. You can't type. Yeah. Also, I don't understand MPE right now. It seems like kind of buggy with my Osmos keyboard. Like when I wiggle the key, it starts tweaking out, and I'm guessing that's the key. I can show what the fuck I'm talking about. If I'm pressing, I'm guessing as the key wiggles, it's bumping into other related keys. And since there's no, the volume is like instantaneous, it's just immediately reacting. So I have to like figure that out. That's probably user error. Anyways, okay, let's find out. I want to know what else did they, let me turn that off. What else did they do? So MPE, multi-channel MIDI. Okay, this is multi-channel MIDI. Yeah, this is, how is it multi-channel? I'm confused. Oh, you can get really anal, and I guess you can map certain groups of notes. If you have like a bunch of notes playing, like 16 voices playing at the same time, I guess there's a way you can group 5 voices together. At least they can take more money from people releasing a clone of the previous version. Well, the previous version was free because it was a beta. So they're taking money that, I mean, I was using it for free this whole time, and I do think it sounds amazing. Right? Now they're charging money. They're charging people money for it now. A lot of money, frankly. I think it's probably too expensive, but I don't know. Since I guess everything's more expensive now. It used to be $200 for a strong synth was like the norm, and I guess now once the sale ends, then it's gonna be like $280, and everything's fucking expensive now. So it's not like obscene. But just what bothers me is that it seems like they, with their grand, we fixed the UI and we're now charging people money, they just changed the aesthetic and then didn't really fix heinous things. But again, I've been playing around with this for 5 minutes, and I've just been looking at these 3 boxes being garbage this whole time. So I'm sure there's other things that they fixed to make more intuitive. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay, they changed this. I don't like that. Why the fuck are these little arrows? That's weird. No, it's fine. It's just aesthetically kind of strange versus what they had before. Like before, they would just had these things underneath the knobs. Like there should be 2 of these underneath that, but there isn't. Anyways, I want to find out, okay, what else did they do that is new? Official release, where I know everything's on their forums, I think. Yuhi forums, public beta. I just want a list of the newest stuff. Gib. Okay, can I just Yuhi? What a weird company name. Yuhi. He is you. Zebra 3 released. Okay, can I get a list of specifically the new shit? They don't really say. All I know is that MPE is new, frankly. Yeah, I don't know. And then here's bug reports, public beta 2 revision. Because I know there was an update that was kind of recent before. I guess it's just bug fixes. I don't know if they really added much besides the MPE. Let's do FMO. Yeah, these used to have color. These used to have a lot of color and stuff, and now it's just fucking black and white. It just looks considerably more lame. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna keep complaining about the aesthetic. They had something good and then they made it worse. You going to your first show of the year this Wednesday? Nice. What's the show? What genre? What artist? You know what? There probably is. I haven't actually considered that. Maybe I can change how things look. I can change the aspect ratio pretty easily. Oh, didn't mean to click on that. There's a bunch of MIDI CC stuff. Appearance. No. See, that would have been cool if I could just make it look like the old version. That would be awesome. Auto versioning, default size, graph mode. No. Nope. Nope, that's not a thing. I mean, it does sound awesome with like very little effort. Like, just you should not have drop-down menus when you can avoid it, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure the old version, you would click it and it would just circulate between 3 options. And when you only have 3 options, I'd much rather prefer having to just click to circulate through a thing versus clicking and then going to a drop-down. Also, DX and TZFM, no one knows what that means, except for, like, old people who have hardware synths. Right? Like, I can't fully remember. I think TZFM, that's through zero FM synthesis, which I think is actual frequency modulation, and I think DX is phase modulation, and they're just funny words that come from old stuff. I don't know. Why is this not reacting? Okay, so I remember getting really cool stuff if... Yeah, none of this has really changed. Like, I feel like if they really wanted to make things more intuitive, imagine you could just like click here and drag that node and plug that node into here. Shit like that would be amazing. That would be so intuitive. Instead of have to go right click, still go through menus, you know? And then we're gonna tune down. And then where, oh yeah, filters here. Also, objectively worse, the FMO panel now looks extremely, like, basically identical to the oscillator panel, whereas before they were colored differently, and it was, like, really easy to just differentiate between them. I like the bubbles. Okay, and then let's do pitch 2, you go from pitch 2, Y. Crazy. Y. Pitch 2, oscillator 1 is pitch 1. That's fun. What's up? Dajimsta. Weird, very weird. Alright, let's make you normal. I was playing really high frequency stuff, I didn't notice that. Okay, so why do you sound like garbage now? You're being filter FM by, oh right, curve more. Oh, apparently you're set to additive. These buttons are also more unintuitive than they were before. I'm pretty sure they're way more clearly labeled that this is a wavetable synth and then this is an additive synth. Also, you didn't have to... Yeah, dude, they just... I feel like they fucked everything up. I mean, again, I spent weeks reading the manual and learning how the original thing worked. But I feel like these particular things here were things I, like, intuited immediately and didn't require me to read a manual or whatever. And I feel like they become more unintuitive. I don't know. I don't know, man. Dude, the filters sound so good though. They sound amazing. I can't. So we just make you go from pitch 1. I don't get it. So I'm FMing this filter with a slightly detuned version of this oscillator. They should be playing the same frequency. I'm surprised that creates audio rate beating if it's slightly offset. I guess there's kind of a... What's the word for the effect that happens with like frame rate and strobing, you know? Like when you when a video camera is recording a car and then the wheels appear to be moving backwards because the frame rate doesn't like match correctly, and so every single time a frame is taken, the wheel will be at a point slightly back in time relative to the original position. I feel like that's effectively happening with how these two oscillators are synced together, because they're both moving extremely fast, but one is slightly detuned. No, because that's not frame rate. I don't know. That's cool. Let's go to like FX. Yeah, dude, don't make all your buttons black and white, bro. It's so lackluster to make. I'm gonna keep complaining. It's gonna happen. I recognize I'm a human and I just don't like change, and I'll get used to it. But until I get used to it, I'm gonna complain. And I'm allowed to because I recognize also I'm being silly. Why not? Frame rate choices affect motion blur, realism, and viewer immersion with 24 FPS. 30 FPS. Frame rate choices. It's just me, or is that... No. There's a synchronization of the frame rate and the speed of revolution, which would make tires seem like they don't spin. Yeah. No, you're good. Weird. What the fuck? Okay, they made this also weird. That's fine. Maybe it's not that weird. I'll get used to it. No, I don't like it. Why are the knobs down here? Why are the spectral... We have all this panel space and they're down here. Like, it made sense before, and now it's just bad UI design. I don't know what to say. All right, now how do I go to the waveguides and stuff? Did they move it? Matrix, perform oscillator 1. I put on spectral decay. I want to go to the guides. Show me curve morph plot. Wait, how do I go to the freaking waveguides? They moved it? Editor. Ah, you hit editor and then you hit guides. Yeah, this shit is still wildly unintuitive. But I don't know how they would make... I mean, the way that they have their entire synth set up, what's the use of this sound? To make music. Now I hear nothing. Okay, it's muting instantaneously. No, wait, what am I doing? Exit. It's because I have attack. Why is it just clicking immediately? What? That is way too dramatic. Did they change the algorithm? Hold on, am I doing this right? I'm using guide number 1. Oh, it was set to curve, and curve uses the wave table, I think. Never mind, it's not. You mean the detune sound? There's a big delay from YouTube. I don't know, I like the sound of things being detuned sometimes. It just sounds interesting. Also, if you're like 30 seconds back on YouTube, pro tip, you can catch up to the stream by going to playback speed, setting to 2x speed. By default, it lies to you. What it says is 0 seconds behind. Is actually like 30 seconds behind, and you can catch up way further ahead by speeding it up. I don't know, YouTube's weird. Also on Twitch, it's a lot faster. You're way more caught up. Like there's only like a couple seconds of latency. Okay, so spectral decay is not working right. Let's just edit this. Let's start over. Try to figure out what is going on. So we have oscillator 1, cute. And then I turn on spectral decay. Now you sound correct. I don't know what I was doing before. I guess it was still going into the FM. Yeah, that makes sense. I had a separate oscillator that was filter frequency modulating this waveform, and so that was probably adding a bunch of sustain, and so I didn't hear it. So that's cute. Let's get out of here. I'll get used to that. I don't like it right now, but the editor exit thing is weird. But it's probably better that way, frankly. That's fun. Then we can make this go into... That's cute. Let's go. I just want to know for certain what other new features they added, and I can't find it. I just know they added MPE, and the MPE is weird. Like if I put pressure onto input amount, and then how much can I zoom in on the visualizer? Like the mini meters that's above my head? I mean, I can make it massive if I want, but then you can't see. Because I think the DAW matters a little bit more, right? So, yeah, I don't know. What was I just doing? Oh, right, so... Yeah, the Osmos tweaks the fuck out. I don't know if it's probably skill issue on my part with on the hardware end. Like I'm pressing down a single key. Right? Like I don't understand why it's tweaking out that much. I mean, I'm only mapping this to this. You can't really do the wiggling. Just because if you wiggle it, then it's very easy to trigger the other notes. Hello, Mr. Leaky. How are you? How are you doing this fine evening? Okay, so furthermore, we can map. Okay, so wait. Let's go back to where's my guide? Give me the user guide. MPE. Okay, so it says the only things that MPE sends we can really control is pitch wheel, pressure, and whatever the fuck CC number 74 is. For best MPE compatibility, set MPE timbre default to in the preferences to MIDI CC. What the fuck? Preferences? What? MPE target, timbre target. Oh, I don't know what any of these things. Okay, I think this is correct. Timbre default. I don't know what the fuck this is mapping to. So when I use the controller, it changes CC74, which matches to what? Which one of these parameters that I can then fuck with, you know? Like I don't know. Something else we could try is this really? Oh, presets. Discover. Local melody loops, mono leads. Where would be like, I wonder if they have MPE built into Yoshi's Retreat. Surely this one's good. So MPE is on. How do I look at pressure? What is pressure controlling? Control D. Control C is CC75. I want it. Oh my god. Look at this shit. I'm sorry. Excuse me, if I want to go... Holy shit, you have to click the whole time? You can't even scroll? Jesus Christ, dude. That's heinous. No, this should not... this shouldn't be considered a release, frankly. I'm sorry. Oh, I still love the sounds it makes, don't get me wrong, but... Is this worth the price? I think it sounds amazing, and I think it can do things that no other synth can do. And frankly, I mostly just care about the sound. So I would say, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you want to do, frankly. It depends on what like you can afford and what your ambitions are. You like if you want like a workhorse synth that you could use to like sculpt and create other sounds with like pinpoint precision accuracy, this might not be the best one for that. Like I think like something like Serum 2 would be really, really good for extremely high granular control over like every single aspect of every sound. This particular one has a lot more like, I want to say like randomness involved because it emulates a lot of different like analog synth kind of stuff, and I just think it sounds like really, really good. Like its filters and whatnot are just exceptionally great, and it has a lot of like pretty unique takes on different modes, or different like synthesis methods. So like something we could play around with is we could use an exciter into a modal resonator, and then modal resonator, like normally exciter's just a click, but this is then going into, you know, modal synthesis, right? They changed my boy. It looks way different now, and I hate it. Actually, this is probably, no, this is better than it was before. I'm just used to the other one. But anyways, my take on it is this is like one of my favorite synths of all time, for sure. In terms of the sounds it can make. It just sounds super unique and it sounds great. Yeah, I don't know. I am super disappointed in what they did to the UI, but that's not going to change my opinion on the sounds it makes, so. Okay, how do I do the crazy fucking, they changed my boy. It looks totally different. Where is the arpeggiating partials thing? I don't know. Atomize? Sweep? Okay, this is that now. They renamed it and changed it a little bit, I think. That's cool. Here, let's take a parallel oscillator, and then this parallel oscillator, I'm going to set you to be twinkles. I think if I remember correctly, we want to set the trigger source to be an LFO. Oh, they changed the LFO. This is better. LFO is way better. I can immediately tell. This is good. I like what they did with the shape changing. The knobs aren't a clusterfuck. I feel like these knobs should be up, but who cares about that? You're on twinkles. Oh yeah, and we want to set you to be harmonic oscillator, and then we're gonna do something. And then how do we, I just want to look at the volume. How do I leave this fucking waveform mode? I don't care about looking at the waveforms. How do I go control the volume of the inputs? Oh, I clicked that. Okay. Okay. That's cool. So we can make weird. Let's go to you. I want to make you noisy. Remember, there used to be a noise thing. And then we can change you to cool. And then let's add Yeah, the mod effects used to be better. There was chorus, flanger, phaser were like tabs you could click at the top, and it was, you know, intuitive with what you'd want to do. That's pretty cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, thank you for that. Crazy. Maybe we can get folders. Probably gonna sound bad here, but we can make some crazy like IDM stuff with this. That was crazy. I love that, actually. Very fucking ominous. I was playing, I guess the keyboard isn't showing. I guess if I want, I could try. This might be useful, honestly. We have this guy. Are you working? There we go. Oh, are you not picking up? I have to be clicked on you for you to pick up? Seriously? MIDI input. MIDI output. Auto connect MIDI input. How the fuck do you work? Why aren't you... I'm just playing like C minor chords. I'm playing on my fucking keyboard. So I'm kind of locked into C minor or C major or whatever. So I'm just like playing either minor chords or dominant 7 chords and arpeggiating them. That was a perfect fifth. Why can't I display both of these at the same time? That's super, super annoying. Chord watch. No, I haven't used this in a while. Auto connect MIDI input, but I wish on top. I mean, I can set this to be Osmos, but when I'm clicked onto it, it can read my keyboard pretty well. If I click off of it, then it just breaks. I don't know. Didn't this used to show a piano at the bottom? Oh, here. I guess you can try to look at what I'm doing there, but it's not exactly clear. Let's turn down the folder now. Oh my god, the transpose is disgusting. Anyways, some of these are really pretty. I liked all of these sounds in the beginning. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome at, you know, it's also an additive synth, so it can do some pretty cool additive stuff. Every additive synth can do their own unique stuff, which is neat. Let's go. These are patches I made before. Do I have an opinion on the rise of popularity of Angine, the Botrin, and the microtonal instruments? I think it's fucking sick. I think it's really cool that Microtonality is getting a lot of attention, and they're good at what they do. It's kind of surreal how much they're taking off. It's just a weird. I guess like they're occurring at a time when there's this like AI slop everywhere, and here's like an original band doing an original fun thing that aren't taking themselves super seriously. The aesthetic is really cool. The music is good. It does a lot of interesting stuff beyond even the microtonal stuff. Like I don't even think the microtonal stuff is necessarily that crazy, but also my ears like kind of like super used to microtonal sounds, so it doesn't. I didn't even recognize that the tuning was weird, frankly, because I'm used to it. But it's sick. So microtonality is getting a lot of attention as a result, and people are taking it more seriously now. Like producers I know who I've continuously tried to convince them this shit is dope would not believe me, and then now all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, maybe there's something to this, you know? Like I think a lot of what's the word for, it's like a social phenomenon where when other people like a thing, then you like it, you know? It's like, oh, I see other people appreciate this thing, therefore I should appreciate it. You know, if that makes sense. It's like why people buy view bots and stuff like that. Is because if you're watching a stream and there's 100 people watching the stream, or 1,000 people, or 10,000 people, or whatever, then you're like, oh, this is the stream to be watching because other people are watching it, right? Well, Angine de Poitrine is exploding and taking off. I got to be listening to this if everyone's digging it and it's like unique and novel or whatever. There's plenty of bands doing super crazy, unique and novel stuff, especially microtonal stuff, and they're just exploding and taking off. I think they're doing it really well. But FOMO, FOMO, yeah, a little bit. It's like social currency. No, can't think of the right word, but you know, like I don't know. Can't think of the right like analogies, but people will go to a restaurant they see other people eating at. Uh, People tend to like. I remember in high school, plenty of people would have crushes on people that already have other people having crushes on them, right? Like, it's just a thing. Someone you see, oh, this person's desired. Well, I should desire that. This music is desired by other people. Well, then therefore I should desire that. It's wanting to fit in, right? It's wanting to be a part of the crowd and gauging your surrounding peers, what they like to define your own taste, because we're social creatures and we want to fit in, right? So I guess that's like fear of missing out in a sense. Yeah, basically, it's basically FOMO. I feel like there's another word I was trying to think of, but it's effectively it. We know y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, Anyways, it's cool that they're taking off. It's giving microtonality like a more legitimate foothold. Like, I feel like it's just a matter of time. Basically, like my experience getting into microtonality is like I first heard it from like Sevish's music in like 2018 or 2019, and I thought it was kind of a gimmick. And then eventually, over years of like occasionally being reintroduced to microtonal stuff, I realized the depth and how interesting it sounds, and then I realized that it's actually learnable, and then I dived into it myself. Um, and I think that's gonna that it takes a while for people to accept it, right? Everyone knows what microtonality is now. I feel like 10 years ago, or okay, every musician, let's say, maybe not everyone, but like pretty much most musicians are aware of the concept of microtones and they respect it to some degree. Some of them still don't respect it at all and think it's just like it sounds bad and is a gimmick, but I think bands like Angine de Poitrine taking off is just showing, it's just proof, social proof. I think social proof is the word I'm talking about. Anyways, it's proof that there's legitimacy there. It sounds good, right? It does something unique. It's desirable, especially now as we're entering into a world full of AI slot bullshit, right? Like the AI can't do microtonal stuff yet. It's gonna eventually. So using that as an argument to get into microtones is, I think, stupid because you're kind of doomed to fail. I feel like you have to have like a proper head on, like a proper philosophical ground to stand on in opposition to AI stuff, and to dive into something because the AI can't do the thing yet, even though it's inevitably going to, is kind of silly. But anyways, I'm rambling. I think it's good. It's pretty neat. So yeah, and there's just going to be more and more of that. Like, I think someone else exploded recently named Maddie Ashman, and she's like a acoustic guitar microtonal singer. Um, Really pretty voice, and just does a lot of like super unique stuff, and exploded on like social media, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And every time one of these people explode, all my friends and everyone who knows I'm into microtones just starts spamming me with it. So that's when I know it's like working, because it's going into everyone's feeds and algorithms, and they're like, think to me. So yeah, the more musicians use it, the more exposure it gets, the more it inspires other musicians to use it. The more microtonal music is made, the more people accept it, the more we beat everyone's eardrums into learning to accept microtones. So it's a process. It's going to happen over time. Yeah. I will say, Angine de Poitrine, they're in 24 Edo. They're actually not doing that much microtonal stuff. It's not that crazy. They're just playing all their harmony is in 12 Edo. They're just playing like major chords and minor chords. Yeah, the blonde one. Yeah. And she's like British or something. Can't remember. I think so. But they're literally just playing 12 Edo major and minor chords, but they're just doing little quarter tone chromatic walks all over the place. So it's kind of like funny pitch bends in a sense. It's like, it's still microtonal and still sounds kind of crazy, I think, but it hardly even scratches the surface with what is possible. And I think that also helps it becoming palatable to normie audiences. You can't introduce them immediately to the most insane chords. You got to work them into it by bringing in, like quarter tone melodic lines mixed in with normal chords and stuff. Yeah, I think it still counts, especially when a lot of their stuff is very melodic heavy, but it is like scratching the surface. It's like it's the baby stuff. But that will still work to bring people deeper into it, right? You know, they don't have the label of just barely microtonal. It's just called microtonal. So everyone suddenly respects all of it at once, even if we're cheating a little bit, right? I think we're cheating to our own benefit by being like, look, this is microtonal. It sounds great, even though it's like mostly not, you know? It's kind of like using like a just intonation song where it's like just tuned very similarly to 12 Ito and it sounds great. And people are like, oh, it's microtonal. Okay. I'm like, yeah. Even though like when I'm saying microtonal, I'm thinking of like the most awful tunings. But again, it's a spectrum. We'll bring people there eventually. It took me a while to be able to appreciate something like 23 Ito, you know? And music is like a learned thing. Your taste evolves. This is weird. I'm gonna get some water real quick. I am thirsty. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Even his frets distribution doesn't make sense per se for microtonal, right? The frets shouldn't be straight through all the chords, but just the length of the what? No. I think you just pretty much just put a fret in between. You take like a 12 Ito guitar and you just like evenly put another fret in between all the other frets, right? You take like 12 guitar. I don't know. Like because 24 Ito is a superset of 12. How would I best? I don't know. We'll do paint. Right. Imagine you have your fretboard and it looks, you know, there's a bunch of frets like that. Because 24 is just a superset of 12, you'd literally just copy this and then just duplicate it over. Imagine these are all evenly spaced, right? You just take a copy and then just set them all apart, right? And then it would just be completely even. They would just all be evenly spaced. And so you just take your existing thing and then just add extra spaces in between. You're just dividing it again. It's not 100% even, but basically, yeah. Because, yeah, it's not 100% even because harmonic series and whatnot. Like pitch space and frequency space are logarithmically or exponentially related to each other. So it's like slightly, it's not 100% even, but pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, they get slightly narrower over time because wavelengths, you divide, you know, from one point to another to an octave. Like if you're going up to an octave, you divide octave into 12 steps. The next octave is going to be half the size. So the only way for that to work is if each consecutive thing gets a little bit smaller. And they use the 12th root of 2 to figure that out. But anyways, basically, you still do have all the same notes from 12 in it, and then you're just adding extra notes in between. Okay, so I don't know, we're playing with Zebra again. What were some cool things I did before? I remember playing around with hypercalibrate being all the way up, and then which hypercalibrate's sick because you twist this knob. This is technically microtonal. You twist the hypercalibrate knob, and then it justly tunes all your chords. So if I play perfect fifth, they're perfectly in tune. If I turn it off, right? Which I think sounds super cool. And then let's put this, I'm trying to remember, I think into a folder. That sounds different than what I remember. What the fuck did they do to my... They fucked up my folder, dude. This used to be a smooth knob you can interpolate between the ripples. Bro, I am upset. I am so upset. This is objectively a downgrade to the sound. Add options, man. I'm upset. The folder is my favorite fucking module. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like maybe I might be remembering wrong. Because I know, okay, when it's set to infinite, then you could still go through and interpolate between all of them. I swear. Yeah, I might just be throwing a fit for no reason. I think I was confusing the behavior of infinite with being able to switch between 2, 4, 8, 16. I think that's what was going on. Last question about microtones, to round it up per se. Is fretless the same thing, but basically infinite tones? In some ways, why do we use frets? So fretless, basically, when you can think of fretless is your finger itself becomes the fret when you push down. Or I guess you could just think about, yeah, there's infinite frets, but there's infinitely many, which makes it just a smooth board. Yeah, in some ways, why do we use frets? We use frets because it's difficult to get to know exactly where to put your finger on the board. It takes a lot of skill and it's hard to do. And yeah, basically that's why. And then it also keeps it in tune with other instruments and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much. It's just way easier. You know, it's like one of the reasons why like violin is fucking hard, right? Because you're working with like a continuous spectrum. Standardization, and also it's just really fucking difficult, right? It's just really hard. There's some instruments that are, I mean, there is like fretless guitar. That is a thing. Sarod solo. So the sarod is also a fretless instrument, similar to guitar, and is really difficult, though it... And so, I mean, it suits the Indian classical style a lot because you do a lot of pitch bends, right? So, like, if you don't care about pitch bends at all, then it's... Or intonation, frankly. Like, one of the reasons why fretless guitar is super useful is because you can change the pitch on the, like, whenever you want, so you can like make your thirds perfectly in tune if you want, because in 12-tone equal temperament they're like out of tune. And also pitch bends go crazy, right? Though you can already pitch bend to a great deal with guitar, so. Yeah, to play fretless microtonally, you have to know exactly how the harmonies are supposed to sound to target them, or go through some grueling training to learn these new microtonal intervals. Yeah, it's just not even necessarily just to learn any music on a fretless instrument, it requires like grueling training. And then microtonal intervals probably even more so, because a lot of the intervals tend to be much more difficult to find by ear. Microtonal intervals are like generally more complex than your 12-tone intervals, right? Interesting. Why is that happening? I don't understand why it sounds like this. Oh, it's getting wavefolded as it increases in volume, and then... Oh, that's interesting. So it sounds like a crazy vibrato because we're wavefolding it a shit ton. It gets wavefolded as it increases in volume, and wavefolding effectively is just compressing. Like if you were to interpolate between a wave and a wavefolded wave, you're just squishing its wavelength and making it really short, which is higher frequency. So effectively wavefolding is FM, which is vibrato, right? No, not necessarily that a fretless guitar would be better. It just takes a lot of skill. I mean, if you're like working with a background ensemble, then you'll know more easily if you're in tune or out of tune with the rest of them. It's just, I think, just a lot more difficult in general. It just takes way the fuck more effort, way more effort. Like guitar is already a really difficult thing. But, you know, with like muscle memory, you know, and with spending years of practice, you'd be able to use it in any circumstance, right? I'm trying to remember this thing I did before, and I don't recall how I did it. It involved playing chords with a folder with saw waves. Oh, it was on the fucking FX out. I'm so silly. Okay, I remember now. So right now what's happening is each of the individual waves are being folded, but what I want to do is I want to put it the same folder. See, like this is so gross, bro. How come like I'm on FX out? Like, I don't know. I feel like they should fix the drop downs in some way instead of spending all the effort into. It's called wave folder now, but over here, I'm sorry. Okay, it's called wave folder up here, but it's called folder here and folder here, but it's wave. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just complaining. Whatever. When we say hard to play, we mean ultimately that it sounds good or bad. No, I mean correct. You have an intention to do a thing and you accomplish that thing. Like that is all. Just to be able to correctly do it, right? That's the difference between something being like a mistake or just like a creative decision. But like this shit's nuts, dude. The folder sounds insane. No, the reverb is Valhalla vintage reverb. What's the creative intent behind a relatively ambiguous? No, because when I'm improvising, I'll be like, I'm going to play a C minor 7 chord, and then I'll play that. And if while playing that, my finger slips and I hit a different note, then that's a mistake. Now, the listener might not know, but it's still like a mistake, right? If you're playing on a fretless guitar and you want to, you're playing in a song that's in 12-tone equal temperament, and you're playing with an ensemble or a band in 12-tone equal temperament, and you fuck up your intonation and your finger presses a millimeter off, you can hear that it's out of tune and it will sound inconsistent with the rest of the song and it'll sound like a mistake, right? So it's like it's about intent and ability to pull off the intent. That's like my perspective on that. Yeah, man, they made the mod effects worse. Liminal says, I wonder if you can make a haptic bass where you could feel the frets, but it's fretless. Yeah, I bet, probably. Like some like braille kind of tiny little bumps or something to indicate the frets. That's not a bad idea. I mean, usually they'll put visual indicators of some sort, so you'll know, oh, that's where the target interval is, but you still have to look at it for a while to like be able to do it correctly and then build muscle memory. But you may want a feel more than a precise note, or that proposition doesn't even make sense. Because that just exploring, it depends on the style and it depends on what you're going for. So, I mean, sometimes like when I'm jamming on piano, my intention is just slam my hand on a bunch of the black notes and play like a random pentatonic cluster chord. Right? There's not that much intent there. Like the intent can be, I'm just gonna fucking slam this keyboard, right? The intent can be, I'm just gonna move my hand through this guitar pitch bend and then just pluck the notes kind of sporadically, and it'll create this like super random feel or whatever. It has to do with context and how you're playing it and what you're going for, the genre that you're playing, it's all about context, really, right? Yeah, everything really is context. Like, what is a mistake? What isn't? You know, there are so many things that I would call a mistake in one genre that are absolutely intentional in another, right? So, and it's up to perception also of like what you even perceive to be a mistake. I didn't mean to do that so loudly. Now I still can't figure out what the fuck my like formula was for the sound I'm trying to do. Maybe it was something like, I mean, I know it was just a folder into saw waves, pretty much. I'm sorry, folks. I know it sounds bad. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I did. I remember it disintegrating and sounding really, really neat. It sounded very grainy. Maybe there's some like mod effects on here or something. Here I saved. I don't remember what I named it, but I saved like a recording of some of these types of sounds before. We're probably just in mud pies, I think. No. No. I have so many fucking sounds, dude. And they all just have like really crazy stupid names. I will never find it. This? No. I'll never find it, man. I'm not gonna find it. It ain't happening. No, these are not it. I'm gonna lose it, man. Was it in the long one? No, I'm not finding it. It's gone. It's gone forever. I made the sound like 6 months ago, and I stream a lot, so I'm not fucking finding that. It's around here somewhere. You know, we're just gonna dig for it, man. I mean, there's fun sounds in the process. I just want... Dude, I fucking love physical modeling. Oh my god. Oh, was it in here, maybe? I think it's this? No. We're never finding it. I have a lot of fucking samples, dude. I need to release a sample pack. It's a problem. No, I give up. I give up. It's been way too long. It's been way too long. We're not finding it. Bummer. Okay, so all that I really do remember, I'm just gonna give up on making it. It's here, let's just in it. And then let's remove you and replace you with an exciter into a comb. How exciting. Where? It's kind of cool. It gives it kind of a it's kind of like a gamelan kind of sound with like the sounds of gongs having interfering beating patterns. Maybe we can let's kind of cool. And we can go, what do we want to do? I guess just texture reverb every single time. Why is the feedback not feedbacking? It's only playing once. I have feedback all the way up. I don't get it. How do I bring me out of here? Thank you. That's kind of fun. How do I work in? I want to work in more additive stuff. Let's get this guy into here. We'll set you. All right, let's start over. I just want to make bubble sounds. What would be the best way to make bubble sounds? Probably with a filter. Can we just do let's do filter with an exciter. Can we have, I want to make the exciter trigger filter sweeps. Can I do that? I mean, the exciter is just going to be a click, right? We can make it like 35 clicks, which sounds like that, or we can space them out, right? Let's add noise. So if I filter FM with this filter. Oh, that's already kind of there, honestly. No, I think what I want to do. What? Oh yeah, we don't have delays. No delays inside this section, which is a bummer, because it would be cool to use a delay affect the filter FM feedback. What can we do? I want to take this sound and I want to turn it into something resonant. Oh yeah, modal, duh. So you are just gonna be in from 1, and then you are gonna be in from 2, and then we're gonna mute you. I was expecting this to sound better. It doesn't sound good. I mean, we could always literally just. Wait, let's input from you instead. Okay. Cool, and then let's add modulation. I guess we do LFO1, random hold, add slew. And then exciter. Kind of cool. I think we want. Okay, and then let's just delay it. Let's delay it again. we do bandpass? Cool. A noise? It's too clicky at the end. Exciter, do we have... It's almost what I want. How do we make it not clicky at all? Have this go into a modal. Yeah, that doesn't do it. I feel like I'm making it sound worse. It sounded closer to running water earlier. Right, it's because I had this guy controlling you. That's what was supposed to be controlled. I lost the sound. It sounded really good a second ago. I tried to improve it, and then I broke it. How do I change the spectral modifiers over here? That's sick. That's cool. I'm recording that now. These are pretty cool. I like these. All right, I'm saving these sounds. These sounds are getting saved. What do we call this guy? It's gonna go under binaural. Raining cats and slugs. I don't know. It's just a combination of letters. But so I think you definitely can get some like pretty, I mean, at some points it was starting to sound pretty close to like running water. And then I kind of changed directions and went into the like weird fucking whatever that direction is, you know? But I think if I spent more time on it, I could get something really realistic sounding. So that's kind of cool. Wait, zebra, please open. Thank you. We'll save this preset as running water, sorta. And then, we could in it. Make a different sound now. New patch. Could be fun. What do we want to do? Something with the filter, obviously. You know what we don't mess around with too much? All pass filters. Let's do a fucking 12 pull all pass. Man, it would be so cool if there was a way to like cleanly interpolate between these filters. Okay, so these sound like that. I'm gonna combine it with another filter. And then we'll add modulation, another envelope. Come on. What the fuck's going on, man? FMO. Oscillator 1, FM. Okay. Oh, wait, I did make presets. I forgot. And it's not doing anything. Why don't you do anything? Let's try this one. Weird. Okay, let's go. Not you. Just filter. It's kind of fun. Let's just... Eh. I don't know. Weird. Crazy. Maybe we can... Dude, the sub bass is fucking ridiculous. Why is that happening? I guess the all-pass filter LFO response. I don't know what I did. I broke it. Maybe we set this to sync, and then you. I don't know. Let's do another filter, and then add modulation, LFO 3. Also random U, bandpass. What if we try a wave folder into this? I don't know, this all sounds like ass. I was getting some kind of cool, like, chord wub sounds for a moment there, but... I don't know. Let's start over, and then let's do a filter, and then I want to attach to this filter to this guy, add modulation. LFO1. LFO1 is gonna ramp up. Okay, bud. Right, so that's gonna be like, that's fun. And then I want to attach to the amplitude of this an envelope. And then this envelope, I feel like by default, I always hate here. If I want to look at the envelope, I have to like do all this nonsense. And so we'll have a big, and then you're mapped to that, so, right? And then you're gonna also map to that. I'm gonna invert you. It's kind of fun. And then what else was I just doing that was getting particularly cool? I mean, we can do FM here. Is it just me, or did I just hear Yoshi going yum like in the background of that FM shit? That's fun. Let's put you. And then you. And then oscillator 2. Sorry about that. I didn't know this was gonna happen. Wait, you need to stop closing Zebra. It takes forever to open back up. Okay, maybe that's stupid, but Okay, I think I'm about done. Man, I still never found that fucking sample from earlier. I do still want to find it. But we're probably never gonna find it. Yeah, I just love making bubble sounds. It's really just like everything that I have is just different variety of bubbles. No? Hmm. These are pretty cool. It's literally just not in this folder. Yeah, dude, I've been through all of these, man. Oh, I found it! I fucking found it. Oh my god. I mean, it's been an hour since I last started looking for it, but it's this guy. It's not this guy, never mind. I'm so stupid. It was similar to that one. It does sound crackly. It's this one. Here we go. And I accidentally removed it. But yeah, it came specifically from just holding down like a perfect fifth into a folder. Yeah, that was kind of a cool sound. I don't remember how to do it. Well, I found the sample, and I know the date it was made, so I'm gonna go check out the VOD from when I worked on that later and figure that out. I gotta say, that's the benefit of live streaming everything, is sometimes you forget how the fuck you did stuff, and then you could literally just go back in time and look at yourself making the thing and find out how you did it. It's pretty useful. Yeah, actually, yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna go check right now. It's gonna be Inception. We're gonna watch me watch my own live stream. That was from January 14th. So that was over 3 months ago? Yes. Yeah, it was when I was learning Zebra initially. Is this it? January 15th? No, never. This one. Okay, this is the patch. It's literally just... Okay, it's an additive synth into... Man, dude, the UI looks it looks so much better. They fucked up the UI. I'm so upset. It's literally just oscillator into this thing. All right, let's go. We got you. Let's in it. And I think I did have it set in the video. Run additive this mode. Yeah. Oh, so it's probably a little bit noisy. Okay, let's look back at the thing. We just have an oscillator. Noise is down. Log clusters is up. I mean, I was probably tweaking that. And then, I don't want to hear myself. Disgusting. No, shut up. It's way better. We have curve filter. Okay, what? I don't know. That was I don't know what the fuck I'm doing different. I don't know if they changed the sound like a bunch or what. Okay, so run you. Why do you sound? Oh, I turned up noise. And okay. Gotcha. And then we just straight up just go immediately into wave folder. This is after the envelope, right? Yeah, it is. Right. So you're doing some nonsense like that. That's kind of what's going on. And I had, let's look back at the video. You listen to that Microtonal girl, it's awful. Microtonal will never catch on. It's just very uncomfortable for us to come to terms that there's no real new place to go in music. I mean, I don't think it'll ever like be bigger than 12 tone, but that's basically the exact line of reasoning that people would say about jazz. You know, you're like, oh my god, you're playing something out of key, dissonance. It's never going to catch on. It's too uncomfortable for us to come to terms with. People are just trying too hard to do something new in music. You know, it doesn't. Yeah. Am I impressed with Zebra? I mean, I'm already in love with Zebra 3. I'm pissed about what they did to the UI. The UI, they fucked it in so many different ways, or at least they just focused way too hard on like improving the aesthetic by making it look like other synthesizers, and they didn't actually address like the really frustrating things like random ass menu divings for when you want to transpose something. It's really frustrating. But I don't know about the microtonal thing. Microtonal music's subjective. There's a lot of people that really like the Guitar Girl. So it's catching on for some people, and it's not for others. And for the others, they'll either come around eventually, or they'll just stay stubborn. You know. Can UI be fixed with skins? I mean, maybe. I don't know how skins work, frankly. There's no. Also, I mean, I don't really care about the aesthetic of the skin or whatever. I mean, I think it used to look a lot cooler, and I'm disappointed in that, but I don't really care that much. I care mostly about sound and usability, but they didn't really fix that many of the usability problems. Again, like why is adjusting pitch bend open up this god-awful menu? There's so many different things that behave like that. It's very frustrating. Like that just slows you down needlessly. I don't really care about the aesthetics. I thought it looked cooler, but it's whatever. You know, I don't care that much. So you sound. Oh, we were on expansion. Oh, that lets you move things around in skins, not just colors. Okay, that's cool. Then yeah, you could probably do a lot to fix like weird knob placement and stuff. I'd be surprised if you're able to address, you know, like the crazy ass drop down stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know anything about the skin, so that would be good. Yeah, so this the wavefolder is not doing what I was expecting it to do. It should, like, when it's really, really slammed, you should not even be able to hear any of the harmonic information, like, whatsoever. It's, yeah, I don't know. What was I doing? Did I play with the bias or the feedback? No, not really. Yes, that's doing it. Interesting. So, oh, phase is random, that's why. That's cool. Why can I... Oh, yeah, don't do that. I don't know what spectral distortion does. Oh, I think that does whatever this modifier is. Also, with the microtonal never catching on thing, the whole microtonal discussion started because there's a microtonal band that is actively catching on right now that everyone in the world is talking about. So there we go. Whoa. Yeah, okay, bias is good. Angine de Poitrine. They're the polka dot aliens. These, oh my god, literally Google. They're blowing up so much that Google made a thing happen when you Google them. Wait, do it again. Do it again. It makes fucking polka dots appear. That's crazy. That's how big they're blowing up. That's fucking nuts. But just like the past few months, I don't know, they had some like live performance thing go viral. This thing. And now they're fucking everyone's talking about them. They're everywhere. Anyways, so it's gonna get people are already more interested in microtones as a result. That's why we were talking about it. Man, it would be so good if there was like just visual indicators for what the fuck these knobs are doing. Like, I know what bias center clip does, but like it can be easy to forget how they're interacting with each other when, you know, all of these are up at the same time. And just having very basic visual indicators of like how the modules are working, that would have been much preferred to this fucking just changing up the skin of everything, you know? Yeah, no, they're pretty good. They are pretty good. It's not like my genre of music, but like I've listened to them a fair bit, and it's good music. It's like math rock. My sound right now is really good sounding. This fucking thing, just. But weird panning. Yeah, Zebra sounds fucking amazing. Yeah, the wave folder, really, really cool. Whoa. It's supposed to be 280 right now, but they just released it today, and if you had ordered it during the beta, then it would be $80 off. Oh, they fixed it. They fixed it. I bought it literally this morning after it was already released, and I happened to get it. They forgot to update the fucking price on this thing, so I got very lucky. The panning VST, this is a VST I am currently developing. I should, if I'm good, if I actually work hard and stop producing music and streaming all day, have this released like sometime in the next week. But it's a 3-dimensional panner, so you can pan things like above your head. Some sounds work better than others. Can you play sound, please? Yeah, some sounds work better than others. It varies. The frame rate is a lot lower than it should be. Maybe it's because Zebra's open? No? I don't know why the frame rate's so low. That's not normal. Maybe it's because... Did that fix it? No. So yeah, right now I'm pretty much done with the algorithm for how it virtualizes, like left and right or behind your head and in front. Yeah, 300 for VST is kind of nuts. I mean, like 10 years ago, you know, you'd buy like a Powerhouse VST synth for like $200, and now everything's more expensive. So like, I guess it makes sense, but it's kind of fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I just got fucked because that one sounds like I'm hearing the diagonal movement. I'm hearing it go above my head to the right. That's cool. What if we rotate this phase? Rotate this phase. Also, you can make so that the you can turn it into a video game, so you can like look around, and it should. Oh, let's just play this. You can look wherever you look. It follows you. I don't know why the frame rate is so low. I have to fix that. But if you slow this guy down, where the fuck are you? You can move around in space, and then you can like record your own movement through space, and yeah, it's pretty neat. You can also, if you can take this VST, you can put it on another sound instance, which was whatever this thing was, and then you can link both of your VSTs together. So now both of these sounds exist in the same instance, and I can control both sounds. So now if I move around, does this sound? Right? And I can like make this one move over there, make this sound move over here. Yeah, effectively. It's like how it's like how 3D audio stuff works. So there's different, depending on where it's located around you, it will apply binaural panning depending on, its position relative to your left and right ears. If it's in front of you or behind you, it'll apply different spectral filtering depending on how the wavefront propagating into your ear will reflect off different grooves in your ear, which helps you localize whether or not it's like above you or below you or behind you or whatever. Um, and it's just like a fuck ton of different little like acoustic cues that are being virtualized. So usually game audio, some of them do stuff like this. Some of them will use head-related transfer functions where they literally take measurements of people's ears and what sounds sound like from every angle around them, and then they'll apply a convolution to that. But it doesn't map perfectly for everyone because their ears are unique from your ears. So that's why when you listen to game audio, it's not perfect. The way I'm doing it's kind of unique in that I am taking a bunch of different averaged psychoacoustic cues that we use to localize stuff, and then I like tuned it and weighted them in such a way that like I think it should work best for the most amount of people, and it has its own unique like flavor. All the different like spatial panning stuff should sound kind of different and unique. And then this also has like Doppler shift and cool modulation stuff, so you can apply LFOs to make them move around in all sorts of cool ways. You can split the sound into two different parallel copies, right? You can have the left and right channel moving around. So right now the left and right channel are spinning around this object that is then flying around. You can make them start spinning really, really fast, and it'll sound fucking nuts, right? So if I'm playing this, right? I'm not 100% sure. Somewhere between like 30 and 50 bucks, probably. Some like the other spatial panning stuff that's on the market, can I make it not move much, but just be, yeah, that's like the main use case that people would use it for. So you could just like turn off all of the, not use any of the LFOs, right? So like the normal use case, we can unlink this from this guy, and then we can set this to be at the default parameters, turn that off, right? So right now, you could then just move this around in space, be where you want it, right? This is the left and right channel of that sound. You can also just make it mono, and then you can just like place it where you want. So that's the, yeah, that's how that works. So hopefully I'll have that done soon. Because I need to finish this and move on with my life, and I need to make money. I'm gonna have to make a YouTube video. It's gonna be a whole thing. Though there's already some bugs. For instance, like the frame rate is like really, really low for some reason on this project file, when normally it hasn't been low like that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. No, that wouldn't be a memory leak. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I'll figure it out. But yeah. So I think I was saying other competitors on the market. One of them's like $100, and then one of them's free. So clearly, I got to go right in between. But the free one, none of them do the things that this one in particular does, like linking multiple instances together. So you could like place multiple objects around, and then just like have all the objects in one single like panel, and then you can like mix them together. And also, most of them don't have like distance cues. Normally, you just like kind of pan it around with like azimuth and elevation panning. So it's like the object is always the same distance away from you. Here, you're working with three-dimensional coordinate system, which ends up sounding a lot more believable if the sound is like to move straight up, because as it moves up, it then starts getting quieter because it's further away from your head. So there's some Japanese. Well, I don't know. There's a bunch. I just know of Deer VR, which is the free one. which I don't think sounds all of that compelling personally, and doesn't have that many features. And then there's some other one that also has Doppler shift, but the UI looks like shit, I think. But also doesn't sound the same and doesn't have all the same features. And also this one, like this one comes with a bunch of modulation shit, basically. So you can do cool sound design, create easy movement with like using a preset for different modulations. I mean, yeah, probably. I'm sure there's definitely a few different ones, but they all kind of do it in different ways. So yeah, that's that. Good for sound design, good for making ear candy and stuff like that, panning things around in unique ways, just creating cool movement. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm getting tired, need to eat food, all that stuff. I need to work on finishing this VST actually, because the frame rate's being all fucky wucky, and I don't like that. But I think for the most part, I think I'm done. There's still a couple changes I want to do to the UI, but I think I'm mostly happy with the UI now. That's honestly been taking the longest. Um, yeah. And I have a couple people beta testing it, and they haven't been reporting any bugs or anything, so exciting you compared to microtone. You'll get microtonal pilled eventually. It'll come around. Everyone will get got eventually. All right. Yeah, I'm heading out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. Knowing me, I'll be around. So yeah. All right. Take care, y'all. Later.